right, ladies and gentlemen, the Overwatch League going to be going on a tour in April in Dallas. So if you're from Dallas, go ahead, make sure you get those tickets so you can watch it live. But man, we're currently halfway through this set. 2-0 lead for San Francisco Shock. Unfortunately for the aforementioned Dallas Fuel, they have not found a win yet.
Yeah, it's just been absolute dominance from the Shock, controlling these chokes with the Ana play from Architect. We had really good usage of ultimates as well. Let's take a look at the subs that we're going to be seeing here going into map 3. We will have RCK back in for AKM. We'll see perhaps a little bit less Sombra moving forward.
Yeah, perhaps. And then on the other side, we're going to have Nevix come in for Triyobit.
Nice. Always excited to see some Nevix play here for the Shock. And that's going to be it for substitutions as we head into Horizon Lunar Colony for our third map.
Yep, so Assault coming out, San Francisco Shock. If they can get the victory here on Horizon, will Dallas Fuel, can they do it? We saw Toronto do it earlier on today. Can they engineer a reverse sweep with their backs against the wall? Because they have to.
They certainly do. I feel like a lot of the strength that we saw from the Dallas Fuel in Stage 4 of the 2018 season, the inaugural season, was through what we saw from Mickey, both on the Brigida but also on the D.Va. As D.Va's falling out a little bit in this meta right now as well, part of the reason why we saw so much Ana on King's Row, so much success there for Architect. I don't know, I feel Mickey is missing here. I actually just feel like Dallas Fuel is missing that puzzle piece that they had before. RCK is going to have to fill those shoes here. Controlling this high ground, we will see the Junkrat Orisa defense here, very common. Architect on the Genji, which is one of the common counters to this, and they're going to go what looks like potentially full dive here.
Old school. Going in for the Sombra here, but Architect on the Genji. Thing to get quite excited about.
Yeah, this Genji Sombra very, very powerful against the Junkrat if you could hit those deflects correctly as well. Architect eating a lot of damage here, but will eventually find his mark. As you can see, he dashes into this spot here where he's safe, and he's going to try to flank around.
We'll see. We saw a lot of people trying to play around the outside, out on the moon, but not going to happen this time from San Francisco Shock, at least not on the first push. Working their way up closer and closer to the point. Over that high ground, but playing very patiently. Using their time to make sure they get the right approach. Architect again going to be tagged down below half HP. Needs to stay alive for this push to work.
Moth will be on the Ana this time with Architect on the Genji, and he's getting very close to a Nano. And that's going to really empower Super, and they can engage with that. They don't need to commit all the way to the Nano Blade since Architect's built so little ult charge here. But the big concern is once Zachary has the Riptire, every potential push can be countered by that one ultimate, so they have to be really careful about that.
Nearly have the Nano online, Bionade into the back, denying away a lot of healing there for RCK. Might just get knocked out of the back, and now it's going to be Moth finding the kill on a Zachary. Hop out there, Unco now going to be going down. Everything dashes his way through closer, pounding down effect, gets that one body shot, turns around for the deflection, finishes him off for the melee hit, and San Francisco Shock have broken open point A.
Very impressive attack here. Architect will get the blade from this as well. They may try to utilize this on the B attack. The Dallas Fuel will be swapping over to the 3-3 Reinhardt Zarya, or rather in this case Winston Zarya, because it is Horizon, and controlling that high ground can be very important, especially against the dive style that we're seeing from Shock. EMP into a Dragon Blade is so terrifying to deal with if you don't have a trance. So Unco needs to make sure he is not clipped by that, or they are dead meat on this B defense.
Well, playing very far forward, OG just by himself. Gonna be taken out.
Bit of a strange overextension there. That's going to give a huge opportunity to the Shock to go for the double cap right now.
Not quite sure what was going on there, but either way, Dallas Fuel now need to stabilize. They need to make up for it. Okay. Self-destruct online can buy him a little bit of space, but he's going to be hacked out. Can't use that ultimate yet. In the meantime, Super with the Primal Rage almost had a corner there onto Unco. Does force out that Transcendence. Now it's time for the EMP. Those that didn't find 3 members of Dragon Blades there for Architect. Goes into the back. One more swipe to get RCK out of that. Mech can't quite do it. Unco will take him down, but it's still going to be a big advantage over to the side of San Francisco Shock.
Denies
RCK
the remake.
Tries to get back in, but Moth takes him down. Follows up for the kill on the Brigida, and the time bank is just huge.
This may be our most one-sided series that we've had in the last 2 days.
Absolutely crushed there. San Francisco Shock making a statement in this first match. Dallas Fuel, can they bounce back? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. San Francisco Shock completing their attack on Horizon. 5:04 on the clock, Wolf.
Yeah, this is a really great time bank. San Francisco Shock were able to force Unko's trance out early to set up for the EMP Blade. Two major Genji plays by Architect. First on A to get the dash resets with the Nano. Not a Nano Blade, you know, with the Nano Boost plus Blade together. Not that combo, but actually just straight up Genji doing that damage, getting those dash resets. Then later, the EMP Blade. Dallas Fuel, can they make a dent now in San Francisco Shock's defense? They're running the 3-3 Winston variation here, whereas Dallas Fuel is once again going to rely on the Sombra. It'll be Zachary this time, with effect on his signature Tracer. It's been a while. This composition not necessarily strong against a Brigida composition that San Francisco Shock is running, so we may see some swaps once that's scouted out.
Oh, working their way forward here. Oh, Effect just gonna get picked. Sleepy. Nice little takeaway there with that Zenyatta. Trying to get further ahead for that Transcendence. Some pot shots coming up from Sinatra, just trying to farm up any ult charge that he can possibly get.
Effect is going to stick with his Tracer pick. You know, he can look for targets that are away from the Brigida, but if you look at the formation for San Francisco Shock here, there's just not a whole lot that he can harass. There's not a whole lot he can find. In fact, he's being hounded right now by Sleepy.
Yeah, trying to get those hits in. This time he will be able to make his way over towards the point. Still tagged up just a bit.
It's like the least
recall will use it.
Least sneaky Tracer ever. He's the one who's being hunted.
And Sleepy staying on top of him. In onto the point though, one tick nearly surrendered over here from the side of the San Francisco Shock. Dallas Fuel peel off of the point for a moment. San Francisco dropping down. They do force Sleepy off that high ground.
It's all awesome to see. Oh, hold that thought.
Okay, OG making up for before, punishing Super for being away from his squad. Like still, every time he pokes his head out, orbs flying right at him. Pulse Pump's nearly online, however, and if he can get that into the back line, could be huge to open up this point. Starting to tick up yet again. Nevix here into the front, Pulse Bomb online, ready to go. Recall going to be used. Transcendence now out from Sleepy, keeping everybody up. That makes him a prime target once that ultimate expires. OG receiving that nano boost, but not really in a position to try to capitalize and get that extra damage in. EMP going to be coming down against a lot of members of San Francisco Shock. That's going to be a self-destruct kill on the Moth. And the rest of San Francisco start crumbling thereafter with Nevix going down. Point A will be grabbed by Dallas Fuel. Bumped them up to about 6 minutes on the clock.
Great set of ultimates from the Fuel, setting up OG there with the nano boost, threatening the backline, forcing Sleepy to use his Transcendence. So the follow-up EMP would be that much stronger. You know, we lived in a world when Sombra first became meta, where the Zen would always hide and it'd be, does the Zen get hit? You almost never get hit by the EMP as a Zenyatta. Now that Zenyatas are so much better at dealing with this, so it's the onus is on the attacking team to force the Zen to use that Trance, and Dallas Fuel did exactly that.
Dive into the back, OG. Primal range ready to go. For now, just going to be sitting in onto the point. Spots Sleepy up top, jumps up to try to get him. Graviton Surge comes through, locking up the majority of the Dallas Fuel squad. Effect going to be the first one to get dropped. Moth pushes forward, gets the kill there on a Zachary, and that will be a halt on this push, as well as a little stagger here onto RCK, it would seem. Just now losing out on that mech.
Let's see how efficient San Francisco Shock could be here, because already they've gotten the better time bank, but can they win the map here? Can they get through this 5 minutes and 5 seconds that remain here for Dallas Fuel? RCK will remech here, but it's going to take some time to get effect up into Graviton range. It's actually tied with Sinatra at the moment.
RCK does get that mech back. Decent little delay. Couldn't quite finish off that baby diva. Architect now leading the charge with that rally, ready to go. Get stunned up, over punished. RCK finding that kill. Now the sound barrier's in from Dallas Fuel. OG rather, just going to be swinging away with that primal rage up. Now going to be expiring, jumping in, trying to find Sinatra. Bubble comes forward to keep him safe. They start ticking up. The first one going to be gained. 4.5 minutes. Still here for them. Would be a very respectable time if they can close it out on this push. Nevix going to be booped back. Second tick now coming in. Dallas Fuel. Can they make it happen right here, right now? Nevix around the corner. Goes low. Bomb going to be landed in. Right on top of the Graviton Surge. Looking for the pickoffs. Both self-destructs coming in, but neither going to be finding any kills other than the break on Nevix's mech.
San Francisco
killing himself with a right click. Absolutely huge here for them. That could be enough for San Francisco to turn things around. Now Zachary gone. They're trying desperately to keep that push going, but they get so very close. 87.4% for Dallas Fuel, but they cannot close it out here.
San Francisco took a lot of risks with that hold. They were waiting till the last second to tag on to hope for those respawns to come through. They were not playing for the time bank. They were playing for the win here, and that is what may pay off for them in the end. Not only do they defend and burn through another minute of this time bank, but also they're looking like they might have a win condition here. They're ahead in Zarya ults, they're ahead in support ultimates right now. Massive advantages that Dallas Fuel are going to take a lot of time to catch up in.
Pushing their way forward, everyone basically playing in behind OG with the shield raised. It is taking an absolute beating at the moment, so has to pull back, try to let that shield recharge. Super just going to be hanging on to that Earth Shatter, waiting for an opportunity. They work their way forward, OG going low, Nevix right up in the front, gets that Zarya bolt from Sinatra to keep himself safe. And in the suit, grab in, straight on the side of the wall. Unco has a Transcendence ready to go, but Effect, it's not going to be enough for him. He'll just get picked off. Sleepy coming up with the kill. Moth sunned up in the meantime, goes low off screen, but will be able to sustain. Comes back in, rejoining with his squad to try to keep everybody else alive.
Dallas Fuel needs to be careful about these fights where they lose a member, Effect in this case, and they continue to fight to try to get their ultimates. They were behind in ultimates, right? So you feel like sometimes when you're in a situation like this, you've got to keep fighting, you've got to build those ults. But remember, on the opposite side, San Francisco Shock is building even more ultimates, winning that fight where you've stayed too long and you've lost a lot of time.
Pushing their way up here, high ground, looking for the drop down. OG again leading the charge. Effect trying to get this grab online. One more right click you would expect would give it to him. High energy now for him. 2:20 remaining on the clock. Sinatra taking quite a bit of damage. Will be able to get top back up as he kills OG. Now Zachary going to be gone. The push forward from San Francisco Shock yet again. Charging back out over towards point A, continuously picking up these kills.
Oh, and this is just another reset here against the Fuel. San Francisco Shock see the cracks, they commit to the fight, they need no ultimates, they build the last bit of the Big Six. The Big Six, what Killer tonight called 6 ultimates online for a squad. It's very rare. Usually in a very one-sided match do you see this, or with a team who's been waiting for the best moment to fight for a long time. In this case, San Francisco just massively ahead.
Graviton Surge going to be coming through, and oh boy, Effect not going to be finding anything. A whiff, but expected he was trying to throw that beyond the pillar, but instead he clips it. Now it's that responding grab out. Self-destructs out from both of these divas, looking for the pickoffs. Again, no kills to be found yet. Shatter comes down. 3 members going to be locked up. The pin is there. OG's out of the fight. Closer, Zachary. Effect. Need I name more? All of them swept under the rug by San Francisco Shock, who have now knocked this time bank down to around a minute.
70 seconds left on the clock. All 6 ultimates used for San Francisco Shock, but after Effect's complete whiff on his Graviton, Sinatra gets the better one, uses it early. In that one fight, he's built 60% of another one. Unco's way further away from the Transcendence here, so I feel like the best way for San Francisco to close this out is just to get that grab, and that's all they're going to need. They know Unco can't catch up, barring a huge mistake on their side. It's pretty unlikely. It feels like a one map here for San Francisco.
Sinatra getting tagged up, kites his way back, tries to stay alive. Still taking a ton of damage here in the fight. Shatter going to be coming down from OG, not going to be able to find anything. Shield was up for Super. Good deflection from him. Now it's going to be the grab ready to roll. Just trying to spot out that diva, sees him up onto the high ground, pins it into the corner. Sinatra will be taken down. Nevix going to be knocked out of the mech, but Super and Sleepy both come up with kills in response. Hammer going to be dropped, doesn't find much. Unco trying to keep the dregs of this team alive with that Transcendence.
Spawn advantage.
He will be able to do so, but 14 seconds remain. They're going to be back in the hallway. They need to get in there.
Spawn advantage for the Shock is just so huge here. Sinatra's already back on the Wrecking Ball, and Dallas Fuel's only going to have one more shot at this. They've got Effect's grab. Sleepy needs to make sure this Trance can counter it. It's all about that.
They tag in to ensure that OT, RCK getting closer, nearly have the bigger bang combo ready to go. They lock him up with that grab. Transcendence is out from Sleepy. OG finds one as Architect goes down. The self-destruct from Nevix, not going to find anything. He makes it back into the back. The sound barrier a bit too late as OG takes down Super with a fire strike. Defuse that just a couple seconds before. Hell's Fuel now. Sound barrier out from them, bomb to the back, looking for a pick, not gonna be able to find anything, but Nevix gets knocked down. Super still waiting to respawn. Sinatra trying to stay alive with this Wrecking Ball. Already has used the adaptive shield. He rolls off for just a moment, and Dallas Fuel will be able to find completion here on Horizon.
The Dallas Fuel fans get one moment of hope here, but we have to remember this is an overtime take versus a 5-minute time bank. So expectations here, even though they get another lease on life here, it is simply that, just a lease. We'll see if they can make this incredible hold happen here. It is going to be a long, long road. And I don't know if there's a happy ending. At least they're able to stay alive for just a few more moments.
5:04, the time that they have to defend a single tick on A.
It is going to be a monumentous hold. Almost a record-breaking hold if they are to do it here. San Francisco Shock.
I would say so, yes.
did so well to defend every single grab that Effect tossed out. All those respawns, heading back in, some panic ultimates there from Unko, and now the Shock is just looking at this saying, well, you know, all we have to do is make one push work in 5 minutes, and all we did to get A just previously was slowly build a nano boost, got the nano up, put it onto Architect, and that was all she wrote. We are looking to potentially see a Symmetra attack here with Moth on that. Could definitely build up a lot of damage and get shields with this, and also teleport Super into a position where he could do massive damage.
Yep, like we're gonna be trying to get in behind the enemy squad. Oh, gets tagged up quite a bit. Teleporter straight in, over onto the point. There they go. Just the one tick is all that they need.
No way.
The charge. RCK makes his way over. They're still taking this one up. Somebody's going to drop down. They finally managed to do so. But OG, he is so very low. They move off the point for just a second. And San Francisco Shock will take it.
An incredible Symmetra strategy. They teased the Orisa comp. They knew they were going to be running the Orisa defense just like they did before. They completely circumvent it. Teleport onto the point. Prevent everyone from tagging in. What a play.
Absolutely gorgeous. They take the series. Dallas Fuel, can they at least get a win on Escort? We'll find out when we come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. San Francisco Shock able to take this series with a 3-0. Dallas Fuel have one more chance to spare their blushes as we get ready to move forward onto Escort. But man, what a round. What a way to finish the round there on Horizon. The Symmetra play jumping straight in onto the point. They didn't even see it.
I mean, that is probably the single coolest play we've seen in these last 2 days. Just finding that opening, knowing that the Orisa composition has to be so entrenched up on the high ground, far away from the point. And even though Dallas was able to scout it, they thought, okay, they're probably going to teleport on top of us, try to kill the Orisa that way. They weren't thinking about the point itself until it was too late. It was too late. Very, very cool stuff. Really nice strategy there coming out. Moth executes it perfectly.
Very big brain on that, man. It seemed very wonderfully done.
I think that's a play that's going to stick in everyone's minds for a while.
It just gave them the win here. First match of the season, are able to take that one away. But we do have some more substitutions, guys. As you can see, AKM going to be back over onto the stage, subbing in for Effect this time.
That's right. So swapping a DPS for a DPS here. And imagine he'll be playing Sombra again, as Choyobin will come in for Nevix. So Nevix just playing the one round there on the Diva. And then Choyobin will be sticking in here. So let's see if AKM can turn their luck around right now, because Dallas Fuel look poised for a 0-4. You have to think, unfortunately, with how this match has been going, Shock just has their number in every single regard.
I mean, and they're also getting ready to go on to one of the most polarizing maps in Rialto, where it kind of seems like it's either all the way to the finish or can't even make it to A. We'll have to see how these guys are going to fare. San Francisco Shock, however, completely on fire. have been doing such a wonderful job here today and really delivering on the hype that has been surrounding them. Sinatraa, especially with his Zarya, has really been living up to all the rumors from those scrims and whatnot.
I feel like OG is feeling the pressure. He's had a lot of jump-ins where he's gotten caught alone or has been looking for the back line, but the team is not communicating perhaps with exactly what their intent is with these certain plays. As we head into Rialto, it's a very important map for main tank, because whether you're on the Winston trying to control the high ground from A to B, or even if you're on the Reinhardt for some of the later parts of the map, your synergy with your tank is, I think, of these 4 maps, it's most important on all these chokes on Rialto.
Well, gonna have to play very concisely if they want to stop the San Francisco hype train, because it's leaving the station very shortly here. Rialto, one final attempt for Dallas Fuel to pick up a map win so they do not start off their season with that 0-4 loss.
I feel like we've seen a big showcasing of the hype around San Francisco Shock in this series, I mean, no one can really be certain what Dallas Fuel's power level is just yet. It's far too early to draw conclusions about that just based off of these first 3 maps. But I think you could be sold on the synergy for San Francisco Shock. You could be sold on these different comps they're running. Architect's Ana, suddenly impressive, right? A pretty rare pick for this guy. Sinatraa Zarya does not disappoint, lives up to the hype. And I think San Francisco Shock, after this series, is going to be a team people are continuing to look at with less and less questions as we go on.
Yeah, absolutely. Have to agree with you, but getting ready to kick things off here. Dallas Fuel getting set up on that defense. Seems like it will just be the standard 3-3 play from them. Shock, however, they've shown us a couple different things, so maybe some of what we're seeing right now formulating on our screen does stick through.
I mean, we have seen compositions like this, where you have the Roadhog coming out early with the Widow flanking somewhere else, so you're drawing attention away from the main comp with the Widowmaker, and then the Roadhog is kind of slowly pushing forward to sustain damage. Well, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We're just going to see the Reinhardt mirror like we were talking about. Super so far has been dominating the tank matchup, especially in terms of Rein.
It's a 3-3 map, more so than King's Row at this point, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
So pushing up. Got to be careful on this initial bridge, make sure. Closer isn't going to try to scoop in, get those nice boops off the bridge. Not be able to find him. Some stuns coming in. OG going to be the first one to fall. Now Zachary under fire, will be taken down. The rest of the Dallas Fuel trying to kite back into the courtyard, stay alive. But Unko dangerously low. Seems like he will be able to make it out with his life intact for the moment.
When you dominate this hard in this first section before the archway that everyone is positioned in for San Francisco Shock, you get such a free push around the corner. Now San Francisco can control the bridge. You only have 1 member pushing the cart right now, but that's okay because it's basically a free push. You don't need that speed. It's actually better to control the choke, get some more ult charge. Sinatraa jumps up to 64%.
Yep, super ready. As soon as they come out that little gate. It's a couple swings in, building up, getting closer to that Earth Shatter, 30% away at the moment. Sinatraa as well, grab nearly online, gonna pin it straight into that wall. They need to stop him. Actually, no, just right at his feet, catches them here. Off guard, closer Zachary, OG, all gonna be fallen. And San Francisco Shock looks to just progress further and further with this dominant run.
Architect survives there as well, finishing off the last percentage he needed for his rally. And this is just domination from the Shock. Sinatraa had high energy, right-clicked on this bridge to get the last part of that grab, tosses it in before Unko can respond. And this is practically a walkover for the Shock right now. They are just taking this map. It belongs to them. There is almost no opposition. AKM's 10% away from his Graviton, but San Francisco Shock has both support ultimates to answer for it and positional advantage here on the bridge. So difficult to utilize that right now if you're AKM. He's gonna go for it though.
Moth coming down, maybe looking for a boop off there. Oh, landed in onto the boat, it would seem. OG nearly taking a dip as well. Art just gonna keep inching forward here. Grabs online now, AKM throwing it into the back. Troy Helbin will get caught up in that one, can't deny it away, but Swanee grab is out, and Unko has to use the Transcendence to try to keep his team alive. Sleepy now going to be matching. They have the longer standing Transcendence, so Sound Barrier has to be used from closer to try to counter push here against San Francisco Shock.
They got to be careful of this Shatter as well once that bubble wears off.
Bomb out from Troy Helbin, actually going to be finding Zachary. One more tool gone. That could have denied away a shatter, but it seems like they just don't need it. Super is going to be holding on to that ultimate as kill after kill keeps coming through in favor of San Francisco.
It's a little bit concerning, to be honest, that Dallas Fuel used both support ultimates versus just the one from San Francisco Shock. It still couldn't sustain through San Francisco's damage. So we're going to take a look at Architect here, having another big highlight. Realizes looking for the bash here onto OG.
Done right out of that ult.
Very well done. Shuts that down. That was their one real chance. And 2 support ultimates isn't enough. San Francisco.
Not shatters out, catches 2. Locking them down here into the back. Super, however, overextending a bit, it would seem. Does get taken down on the back of that shield bash. 2 kills over to the side of Dallas Fuel. That is going to be enough for them to stabilize and halt the cart.
5 minutes on the clock. B is taken, and it's the first time Dallas could say they have control of the map. They do get to hold this Graviton further. But look at Sleepy.
They have to play back.
He's hiding here. They have the trance ready. They want to use their ultimates to contest C rather than actually go into this choke where San Francisco has the better position.
Yeah, just trying to get as much free distance as they possibly can. Spamming in the back. Sleepy right now. Not under any pressure. Grab's going to be out. Locks up OG right here on the corner. Spawning Grab is out. That's going to be the Transcendence. Bombs into the back. Shield flip over to the side. Super able to block that one out. Sound barrier in from the side of San Francisco. Closer, trying to build his up. They managed to find one opening kill as Architect will be eliminated. Seems like it's a pretty decent start here for Dallas to maintain control in this choke.
They had their first victory in a fight. They were able to take control of the map. Now they're able to take control.
1 HP! AKM!
Now they're able to take control of this archway, and now the high ground for AKM, where he could do with 100 energy so much damage. And finally, Dallas is showing signs of life here. Circumvented, though, by the speed boost from San Francisco Shock.
Grabber on the back, but Super dangerously low, pushing forward there. OG, he's hungry for that kill, and Super's just gonna go for a dip here. Does get taken down. OG gonna be missing out with that charge, but will be the abandon on this attack.
All right, San Francisco Shock had a great start. They had those ult leads, but now the high ground is controlled by AKM and his high energy Zarya. So they have to take the gondola path on the outside, the water side, where they're always under threat of Closer knocking them off with right clicks. Also, got to be careful of RCK as well.
For an opportunity, throws it down, locks him up for the kill. Sleepy again with the Transcendence, has that one ready to go. RCK denying away Sinatra's grab, and they pick up the kill right on the back of it. Fantastically done by him. And Troy Hopin taken out of the back and instantly melted down.
Those aren't gondolas, by the way, they're boats, but you know what I mean.
I mean, a gondola is a type of boat.
Sure. Also, you know, we'll just.
But a speedboat is not a type of gondola. I know what you're going for.
Yes.
It's all right. We'll forgive it.
It's like not all squares are rhombuses. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, poop off the top. OG playing it into the front here. Nice shield bash to interrupt that pin. Super going to be the first one taken down. Closer coming up with a melee kill of all things. Self-destruct from Trejo, but not going to be able to find anything in San Francisco. Actually starting to lose their momentum.
Yeah,
really have had a lot of time drained away when you really look at the clock.
It's so difficult for their comp to deal with AKM up on this high ground. That's why Choyabin looks for the knockoff, and now they got it.
Oh, AKM dangerously low. Will get top back up. That armor coming through from Zachary's rally.
Huge play
really
by
making
Choyabin.
the difference.
Huge play to knock AKM down. Now they can move forward. Now they can contest this.
The grab's going to be ready to go in a moment. Shadow's going to be coming in. Sound barrier out from the side of Dallas Fuel. This is their battleground. They want to keep fighting it right here. Closer, however, going to get picked now. OG gone. RCK with the bomb. It's not going to be enough to turn things around. Only finds one pick there onto Moth. The rest of his team dying around him as he makes it back into the back. He'll just be jumping off. It was that reset. 150 remaining on the clock.
It was scary there for a little while for the San Francisco Shock. They kept just running their heads into the wall there. AKM on the high ground, high energy, maintains it. They had an ult lead, but all it takes is one smart play by Choyabin. AKM gets knocked off, and they're able to barrel their way through. Now there's no high ground anymore, and Dallas Fuel are going to have to fight toe-to-toe around this corner. No ultimates to speak of in terms of AoE.
Yeah, no, Unko taken down, super pushing forward, manages to come up with that kill. 100 energy here for Sinatra, getting closer to that next grab. Could be the final one of this half of the map. And they have them contained all the way back into the spawn. Super, so very far forward, trying to get that next shatter online, and he's gonna have it. There you have it. Comes online. OG coming through, Shatter drops in, catches the tanks. Unco a bit too late to try to keep them alive with that Transcendence now. Grab is going to be out, locks them in. Choyhobin, bomb, perfectly timed, catches both of those supports as soon as the Transcendence expires. And San Francisco Shock, they get completion here on Rialto.
Very clean play across the board. Took them a little while to identify the problem there you know, around the non-gondola boats there, where the high ground was controlled by AKM. But
keep clarifying that.
yeah, I just don't want to offend any gondolas out there. But once they got AKM on the low ground, once they were able to go around the choke, when they're fighting toe-to-toe, when they're fighting on even footing, it once again was no contest. It was super easy. They were winning fights without ult advantages, where the defender's advantage was even in Dallas Fuel's court. So it almost felt like they needed that handicap to defend there when AKM and Dallas played around that high ground really smartly once they regained control. But San Francisco now on the defense. Dallas Fuel's got one shot of this. The time bank is not great, but as you mentioned, as we went into this map, we don't always even see A taken on this map. We see a lot of full holds. So this really feels like it could go either way, but if you're a betting man, I don't think you're betting on the Fuel here.
Yeah, Shock. I think swapping up a little bit. Looks like he might be going for that Wrecking Ball instead of the Brigida.
Yeah. So this is going to be a disruption setup here for Architect.
He's still zipping around. He's going back to the spawn room, it seems.
Oh, okay.
15 seconds remaining. No, he's got to hightail it over to the start of the push here.
Yeah, he's going to have to shield bash his way all the way over. Well, I thought it was going to perhaps be disruption here on this bridge where you see the pile driver, but just going to be standard 3-3. Zachary on the Ana here means there's a lot of potential for heal denies. That's kind of their X factor on the Dallas Fuel's composition.
Drop down coming through. Architect up here on the high ground on the top left side. We'll just be bashing across. We join in with the rest of his squad, make sure that he is going to be safe. AKM is taking these lob shots here with the right clicks, trying to build up.
Zachary swapping back to the Brigida, by the way, not sticking with Ana long term, knowing it's going to be very difficult as the attacking team to find an angle to hit big bio grenades against a mirror composition.
You're onto the high ground for Dallas Fuel. Have control of this spot, but now they need to figure out how they're going to get down, try to win a fight. Rapper on the backhand side, OG right in the front. Shields up for the moment. San Francisco Shock is going to be collapsing indoors, try to keep themselves safe. AKM, 100 energy, but he's going to get stunned up, going so dangerously low, and this time he will not be able to make it out alive. 3 kills over the side of San Francisco. They maintain control of the card.
A lot of that was just ring around the rosy by San Francisco Shock. They just ran into the inside of that building. A lot of cooldowns were wasted on the Fuel side as they approached, the shield bash, etc., the rocket boost coming out from RCK. The San Francisco Shock just had the ability advantage even there with that defender's advantage. Now they've got high ground control here with Choyo Ben. Look at how much damage he could do at range here, even with just left clicks.
Moth gets the boot bump there. OG taking a dip in the canal.
Very aggressive play, pays off big time. That's going to be a lot of wasted time here in the bank for Dallas Fuel. And they're going to have to reset once again.
They keep doing those laps.
Yeah, and they don't have, you know, the security. This isn't going to necessarily happen again. They have to even think about this further now and get into your head a little bit when you don't know where Lucio is.
Still playing up top. Getting closer to that sound barrier. San Francisco ult economy right now looking pretty darn good. Dallas Fuel going to be inside again. Do they go for the high ground? No, it's going to be a push around the backhand side this time. Working low, Sleepy, getting locked up, going low, but cannot get that kill. Doesn't even use the Transcendence as a panic button. Manages to go ahead and keep his cool.
OG, he's got this shatter, needs to angle it correctly.
Grab locks him up, Sleepy using the Transcendence. Keeps him in the fight. Grab onto the card from Sinatra. Locking up the members of Dallas Fuel. Good flip up to the top there with the shield. Keeps them safe. But the shatter in response from Super is absolutely massive. They had the sound barrier to really ensure victory here. They pick up the kill onto OG. And now it's just a matter of time before the stragglers go down.
2 support ultimates are better than 1 as well. There's so much sustainability in this fight for the Shock that allows Super to get into position as he just did. 70% of another shatter is ready here. Now the one thing that Fuel's got going for them is, at least because 2 support ultimates were used for the Shock, they've got Closer's barrier here. That may be how they could force positional advantages here, but there's no shatter, there's no grab. They don't have a lot in their wheelhouse here to steal this away from the San Francisco Shock.
Stealing away, certainly one of the best ways you could possibly put it, given how the series has gone. Shatter comes out, catches 2 in the back. Zachary getting knocked down. Super, however, very low. Shield's going to be up, trying to block out on that self-destruct. Will be able to do so, but Sleepy's going to get picked in the back line, and he was the closest one, the closest support to having that ult online. And now it seems like Dallas Fuel will be able to push back at long last, with just 40 seconds remaining on the clock. They finally get this cart moving as they win a fight.
It looks like they should be able to get into this archway before the Shock can actually get set up to defend it. Very difficult to get in here and actually contest this right now with the positional advantage Dallas Fuel has. Sinatra maybe has other ideas, though. He's trying to flank around. He is seen.
He's way in the back. Graviton Surge nearly online. Can they stop this one? Sleepy going to be going down again. Moth getting locked up. Super sliver of HP. Fire Strike will take him down, and Dallas Fuel will be able to push through into A.
You can see the idea here is to sandwich with Sinatra's grab and try to go for the contest with Choi Ho-bin boosting in to tag the point, but unfortunately it was sniffed out early and they just stayed on top of it. Does actually cost San Francisco Shock quite a bit because Dallas Fuel now has a big ultimate lead.
Yeah.
Still a very weak time bank, but you know, as we just saw with the Shock, things can snowball back out of control for the attacking team very quickly if you keep making mistakes like this, you know, committing in. Again, idea is good. The execution, though, on the defense for the Dallas Fuel was too good for it.
Need to keep on rolling to have a decent time at the finish here. Super going to be dropping down straight in on top of them. AKM trying to build up that energy. Drops in the Graviton Surge, pinning them into the corner. Choi Ho-bin, however, going to be using that bomb, and it's going to be a triple kill. RCKOG and AKM all saying goodbye and good night. He puts them in the grave.
Very usage there of the of the self-destruct. Obviously, support ultimates coming through to make sure that they could live through AKM's grab, but the setup there was really nicely done. And now the bridge is controlled by the San Francisco Shock. Getting across this is not going to be easy. They can't take a gondola, so gonna have to. This is not going to be easy. They can't take a gondola, so gonna have to walk. You're gonna need to see that speed boost from closer, get them into position to get a single pick. If they can't do it, I think this map may be over because you just can't walk up against the bridge like this. You're forced into a choke.
They're getting tagged up the rally to lead. Zachary, however, getting OG straight in onto the cart, it would seem. Not going to be fun. And the kill is Shatter coming out. Locks up a couple members here from the side of San Francisco Shock, but it's still they who will be finding the kills in this fight. Dallas Fuel, everyone's going to be jumping into the river here.
And realistically, they're only going to have one more shot at this.
Yep.
And they're coming up against double support ultimates to counter their own as soon as Moth gets the last 25%. And San Francisco Shock continues to control the bridge. Looks like some more Sinatra shenanigans here. He's trying to hide at the back.
Is it? Oh, okay. You guys are coming this way. Oh!
He lives!
Barely lands back on.
What a risky play there.
That could have been catastrophic, but he does manage to survive.
Yep, buy some time too.
Some support ultimates online now. AKM getting closer to that next grab. RCK nearly set for the combo. Unko picked up in the back. Sinatra comes up with the kill. They get rid of one of the support ultimates. That could be it. 10 seconds remaining. Tries to go in. Sinatra going to be denied away the Graviton Surge. RCK at least takes that one out. Sound barriers in. Somebody needs to tag in onto the card. OG trying to push his way forward. He's going to be taken down. Bomb up over the top. Looking for a pickoff. Not going to find anything. Closer. Skirting around the card. Trying to keep this one contested, but Super swings away. Comes up with a kill. Knocks that Lucio right out of the park, and OT will start ticking down. San Francisco Shock. A very dominant start to their season here. 4-0 over the Dallas Fuel.
San Francisco Shock, clean victory here. Absolutely living up to the hype. No doubt about it. Crushing the Fuel with a 4-0. And the synergy was